Game number 2 in the HeroesHearth Warcraft 3 Invitational. We've had Foggy defeating Spiral so far, and now we go further down the bracket. HawK versus Insuperable, Russia versus Canada, and Human versus Undead. Remo, you are the conductor of the Insup hype train. What's so special about the 24-year-old Canadian except his hair?
Well, his accent is one of those things, but more relevant for his play is his builds, for example, which we can see here being very interesting already, because we have a ghoul build to start things off with. Insup, I think more than everyone else on this level of play currently, is playing ghouls first in multiple matchups, and definitely where he's the #1 frontrunner is with first hero Lich. Doesn't need to be Lich, but could very well be, and I know I would love to see it. Boom, there we go. Lich ghouls coming in. The train conductor saw this coming.
This is interesting, man. I've seen this, where was it? Against Kiwikaki, I think? And in Mirror, of course. But against Human, I'm not too sure. Double Ziggurat, Ghoul, Lich. Remo, for people like me who have no clue what's up, what's happening here?
Very different build here, very different strategy that Insup is going for. Normally, Undead almost always nowadays, in every matchup, is trying to be as quickly hitting their late game power spike. For that, you need Fiends, good DK level, and tier 3. And to achieve that as quickly as possible, almost everyone plays the same opening, the Ted Fiend build, which gives you the fastest tech and the best access and transition into Fiend late game army. Insup playing very differently. He is not focused instantly on the late game as many other Undeads are. He's going for an aggressive play. Lich Ghouls, this is the most damaging, the most aggressive opening and strategy you can go for. Has the downside that you're going to be stuck on Ghouls for a while, which is not what you want in the late game. But does of course mean you have a lot of aggressive potential early on. HawK scouts this early. This is important. And the #1 rule against Lich early is try to minimize the damage you're taking. If you survive the early well enough, the Lich and the Ghouls, especially the Ghouls, will fall off somewhat in the mid-game.
Okay, so far no punishment from this Archmage against this. He doesn't want to feel the cold hands of the Lich. Ghouls are all a little bit hurt, but fresh ones are coming out, so you can exchange that. Tech behind it. Not much lumber, not even enough lumber for another Ziggurat at the moment. This is pretty heavy commitment to the early game. He's expecting an expansion, but HawK's not going for it. Now the warrior, or the skeleton, sees it, but he's still tier 1.
He's making more peasants. I think this is going to be an expansion. This is 4 farm. 4 farm into tech, that would be very weird. And, you know, I've not seen enough human counterplay against this strat to know what the best is, but I always wonder, why don't you just tech? Why don't you just go 1 base tech? Because this is so much aggressive potential against the expansion. It's so dangerous. Why not just go tier 2 against it?
I kind of feel the same. Like, even level 3 is heavily contested. Nice micro on this ghoul, by the way. Sends it away. The rest of the troops are very healthy, and this Nova hits again. HawK losing a footman and about to lose 2 more.
Yeah, and to make matters worse, there's a Wand of Lightning Shield in the Lich inventory. An item that I don't really, most of the time, find very strong. But when creeping, throw that onto an Ogre Magi. That can be really dangerous. So HawK.
A player's forces are under
He's not teching, he's not expanding. What's happening?
I have no idea. Just mass footman, but mass melee is oftentimes not good against an AoE damaged first hero.
Yeah. And that's the 3rd footy dying over here. Oh, big last hit. Oh, the Lich gets it. The Dota skills.
And that on a European server, by the way. That's pretty damn crazy. HawK now going for this expansion, feeling like he has defended these ghouls for now. It's only the Lich without mana for Nova, so it should be fine. 4 more ghouls, a little indecisive on whether to join the attack or not.
Yeah, since the Lich is so low and the ghouls weren't there, this is going to be a fairly easy expansion, I guess. But it's still super late. Lich is coming in, looking for more things to do, but... Oh, Lightning Shield, there we go, on the Ogre Magi.
Ouch! Oh, wow. There's so many low HP units, and there's no Stormbolt or something to get rid of this Ogre Magi. What a play by Insup. Last hit! Oh, No way! Second
What?
big one! Are you kidding me?
How did he get that one? Still gonna be level 3 for the AM though. That's very important. Level 2 elementals now against the ghouls are really good. I feel like Inso made a small mistake there. He was without ghouls on the map for a long time. If he had 3 ghouls instantly, when the expansion was being approached, this would have been a nightmare for HawK. It's not a complete nightmare, but it's still not good. The expansion is far from finished. The DK and the expansion will basically be finishing at the same time. That's not a good timing for the human at all.
Lich is getting level 3. It will take some time for the Lich to heal up again. Once the DK is there, of course, we can have coils. Gloves of Haste for more damage. HawK's taking care of the middle a little bit. Ring of Regeneration, Potion of Healing. It's okay, but not really great. Footman numbers, super limited. Expansion coming up. Shop as well. Tower. But the tier 2, man. This is one of the latest tier 2s.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, and when the DK comes
Town
out,
is under siege.
that along with the Lich and the ghouls, this can be many, many, many more kills. Tower is really far forward. I don't know if I like that. If this was a more defensive position, this would be very hard to cancel. But as it is here, well, it's a high risk, high reward, I guess, with this tower. Oh, the Nova in the back. Big damage, and now damage towards the tower. And guess what? Too far forward, getting cancelled easily. And the lightning shield in the middle of everything as well. Uh-oh, this is scary for HawK.
Insup is playing really, really, really well. Nova for a double kill. Not only did he damage everything with the first Nova, he also got rid of a lot of regeneration. So passive damage again. We have a lightning shield on the other side, this time on the water elemental, making it so that the ghouls can't attack anymore, really. But now the DK is here.
Oh, AM needs to be careful, not looking at the first hero! And of course, Insup doesn't miss a surround opportunity if it's given to him. Oh, fights his way out. Forced into the big healing. The AM is fine for now. Or is he? Eats the ghoul. Nova on the Archmage, committing deep, but I don't think that was the right call there by Insup.
He needs more damage. A lot of footmen again hurt, but the Lich as well, down to 86, walking into fireball range of this Archmage. Has to go into a TP soon, I guess. Boots of Speed.
Pretty big macro mistakes here by Insup. He has had a slaughterhouse for a long time, but no statue is coming. Of course, with so much stuff going on across the map, it's dangerous!
So close.
Insup a strong game so far, but he could have had 2 fiends in this attack. He could have had a statue for a long time. And if he had had that going, he wouldn't have had to TP out. Now, he's still at 40 out of 40. Forgot about the Ziggurat as well. That's a shame here. The Canadian has had a beautiful game so far, but now the experience. Oh, the IM in trouble. This will be the TP most likely.
He can afford it soon,
Dude.
I guess.
Who crept the merchant?
HawK did.
How did I not see that? Okay, I guess I was looking somewhere else. Oh, DK getting surrounded. Insup eats the fiend. That's an expensive loss, though. And that DK is dead, I think.
HawK
Yep.
closing the surround again. That was very well done. And now how to heal the Lich, how to heal the other units. One fiend is already gone for ranged attacks. And the 2 water elementals are taking care of the ghoul slowly but steady. Lightning shield again. Has to get rid of that surround. Easy. HawK with really good defenses. Here, Nova once more. Can he just chase? There's no potion.
Block against the Lich. The Footy's doing a good job. But the numbers are dropping slower and lower here for Insup. Still no statue. This is the biggest mistake by him. This macro mistake. He could have had a statue for at least 2 minutes already.
I was about to say like both. Oops, sorry.
The statue does come out. It was in danger of being blocked in the main, by the way, because he didn't open up the trees properly. But it does come out. Tier 3 does finish. And now Insup can go for an orb as soon as he has the gold.
Alright, tier 3 on the way for HawK as well. I was about to say like both players are playing really good, but that's not really the case. They're playing very entertaining. Let's put it this way. DK is back, and so arrives the Obsidian statue. No more coil, but one more Nova. Oh!
Going for the AM again, but once more, this is a misused Nova. This Ring of Regen, by the way, rarely do we see it
Yes.
being so useful.
Yeah, I think he could have put the Nova on like 4 footmen. He's getting 1 now. Okay. Destroyer form coming only now, but 3 towers up.
Yeah. I think if he had had the proper statue timing, wouldn't have been GG, but it would have looked very, very good for instance. Now level 4 on the Lich. You guys know how much I love that, but even aside from the memes, the MK comes in. Can he save the AM? Heal potion was there. Smart play by HawK, perhaps baiting these spells out. And now can look for his own kill. Onto the Fiend, gets that one. Kill the statue as well. HawK seems to be getting control of this game.
Yeah, Insup stumbling over his own feet a little. All the ghouls gone. One statue was killed as well. We have silence now, but HawK with good mana control constantly. 2 water elementals up. And with that, he pushes the Canadian back. Who's down to 38 supply. There's no timing window for a destroyer push anymore.
Yeah, still no Orb of Corruption either. Inso busy perhaps
Forces are under attack.
forgetting about it. Of course it's expensive, 375 gold, but it's also really, really, really good. Gonna get it now, finally. DK, by the way, this surround earlier, this was another big mistake. If he hadn't gotten surrounded and killed, he would have gotten level 2 pretty quickly, and the aura, and that would have made everything easier. Very strong early game by Insu, but then stumbling a little,
Town is
and
under siege.
HawK really abusing those mistakes. The Russian now on tier 3 with the
player's
Paladin
forces
coming,
are
and
under
double barracks for Knights. I like that a lot. You need to get these Knights numbers up quickly. And despite HawK making so many footies this game, he's still looking good with the gold.
I agree. He banked a lot, was very, very greedy, and now is able to produce from 4 buildings at the same time. And these knights will benefit a lot from the Scourge Bone Chimes. Stormbolt on the Dark Ranger. Nova onto 2 heroes, follows it up with the coil again, but there's a potion. This shop got him so much, by the way. Stormbolt, more right click, staff out on this Mountain King. DK out of fight. Oh no, walks back in!
But the AM also in the back.
yeah.
He didn't have a TP to get out anymore, so he is killed off. Potion of Healing, I think, was on cooldown in the shop. And now more footies are dying. Level 2 for the Dark Ranger, but the Knights are starting to come in. And this Lich does not have Frost Armor.
Oh yeah. Just Nova. Spams Nova constantly. Trying to get up front with that Fiend to block. Is it still enough for the damage? Doesn't seem like it. No. Paladin is in. Sweet skeleton block, though, for even more damage. Can he bring the DK back in time?
Scary here. The Lich in the right click, so many Novas thanks to the level 2 Dark Ritual. And tanks are on their way.
Oh, wow.
Well, a single tank only, actually. One single tank is not good enough to force a big response. Gyros are out now as well on the field. No web yet. I'm sure it's coming in a moment.
Insup has no gold for that currently. All the revives took their toll.
Yeah,
Meat
and the one
wagon
tank,
coming.
you know, normally the ghouls deal with them, but there's 0 ghouls left in the main.
Nice.
Leisure Call coming out now as well. Oh, and there's no statue. No statue in the ground. No sustain over time. This one coil is all the healing that the Undead has to work with, but it's not enough. MK looking for more kills. One Fiend falls, and there's 36 supply only left now for Insuperable. And all of that, even before the AM is back.
He would love to have the Unholy Aura now to chase a little better. But no, didn't get much experience. Dark Ranger outleveled the DK very hard. The tank arrives, trying to get rid of that shop. We have a meat wagon up, and with repair, he's able to hold this.
Yep, the one wagon pretty easily held. DK finally level 2 to get the aura. That is a massive game changer. But still no statues, still no healing over time. More Fiends are dying. MK close to another Stormbolt here as well. And that should be the next Fiend kill. And again, AM isn't even back yet, but he very soon will be. Here, he pops out.
Yeah, pretty stable late game by HawK as the Fiend finally falls. The next one gets wrecked by Knights as well. We have a Stormbolt ready, and the Dark Ranger could be the recipient of that. Out of range for now. There we go. Knights attack. Sweet focus by HawK. And that's game number 1 for the Russian.
Strong play by HawK there in the late game especially. But bit of a heartbreaker for Insup as well. if he has that statue early on tier 2, this whole game looks very, very different. At least he knows what the mistake was. It was almost purely macro. But that Lich, you know, HawK saw it coming early on, but it still was super, super scary. It just makes for a completely different early game.
Yeah, I agree. There was a big mistakes in Insup's game after playing phenomenally for tier 1 and the early tier 2. But then if you forget the slaughterhouse, the statues, the fiends, pretty much everything that makes your push so strong at that very moment, your game falls apart and you give the human way too much time to get back into this game. And that's pretty much what happened. But there's a lot of hope for the Insup fans here. If he can control his nerves and play just straight up without any big mistakes, that could certainly be a forced game 3.
Yeah, despite all of his APM, they are unfortunately forgetting about a couple of important ones. As you said, the Fiends. It wasn't only the statue which was forgotten to be made, it was 2 Fiends standing in the main because he didn't reset the rally. And that's a shame, you know? Like, he's such a good player, he can play so well, and then it's these tiny, stupid things that can cost you so much. But you know, that's some experience as well. This is a mistake that he himself must know how unnecessary that is to make. And you need, you know, a couple of games with those dumb mistakes until you have those ironed out of your play.
Yeah, I think so too. That's like easy to turn off these mistakes, except like if you can't learn how to surround or something, that sticks with you a lot longer. The mechanics for Insup are definitely there. Just nerves and routine is what's lacking at the moment.
A good point from chat here, by the way. You know, the Knights looking really good there. And that's kind of... that could be just an overarching problem with his strategy. Even if you have a better game, but if the opponent gets to Knights and you don't have Frost Armor, it's really hard to keep those Fiends alive.
Yeah, that's true. They're so fast. And not only did he have no Frost Armor, but also no Unholy Aura for the longest time.
Yeah. Maybe he should go Frost Armor on level 4, but it's so tempting when you get level 4 quickly. The mana sustain with level 2 Dark Ritual is actually crazy, you know, with skeletons. So it's a hard choice to make. I guess the idea with the Lich is never let him get to Knights, never give him enough time to get up to 4 or 5 Knights. But yeah, this time, or last game, HawK was able to. Map 2 will be Last Refuge. Let's see what we get here.
Right, and let's see if we have the right server first. Looking good to me. So, match points for the Russian would be up against Foggy in the winner bracket semi-final. So let's see if Insup is able to turn off these mistakes. HawK in the upper right in the red. Insup from Canada, bottom left in the blue, and I'm curious if we will see the Lich opening again.
Does look that way. It is certainly a ghoul opening, and with that, I'm kind of expecting a Lich. But what's HawK gonna do? This is one of HawK's favorite one-base maps. Fast tier 2, and then easy MK and easy Paladin leveling because of the map. The 3 yellow camps outside your main is really helpful for the MK, and even later on tier 3, there should still be camps left for the Paladin. Now, does that work against Lich? Is Lich perhaps too strong against that? I don't necessarily think so, but HawK knew early on map 1 that he was facing a Lich. This time, he's facing him again, and decided to go for an early expansion, which was, however, greatly delayed, but HawK still got the victory in the end. Would love to know his thoughts, how this strategy, this one base, fares against Lich. Because, you know, it's still very rare to see. Happy doesn't play this, 1-0 doesn't play this. Maybe Michael plays this every blue moon, but, you know, he's not the big influence.
Yeah. Maybe if you play it one base, you're kind of reliant on rifles and casters, and Nova is really good against that. I mean, you have a Paladin maybe, but you can only heal single target. I think you're too vulnerable to Nova. I think you Flexible for
Player's
10
forces are
euro
under attack.
donation. Thank you.
The Lich coming out with the 3 ghouls looking for some creeping right away. Once more, Footy will be scouting this instantly. Insup, Surround, Masterclass. Not looking for it though.
Last time he used a Nova for it. Wonder if he saves the mana this time.
I was hoping for the Ensnare to come in. Nice! And there we go, Ensnare on the Footy. Oh, Insup
A
though,
player's forces are
not
under
committing
attack.
to the Footman, I
Oh,
guess.
the Murlocs attacking. This is a lot of damage on these ghouls.
Oh, and the Lich attacks the Murlocs. That was the mistake. That re-triggered the aggro.
Oh, and that's the
Slight-
ghoul about to die. Nice block from the Murloc, but the Footman can't reach. So he has to send them back. Archmage comes in after creeping without the Murlocs. Not the greatest inventory for him, though.
If he uses the Nova on the Footy, he does. Won't have too much mana left. Oh, did he get... No, didn't get the deny. Was close, though. And these denies are important. More ghouls coming in from the main. Water Elemental Surround doesn't quite work out. Very close there against the trees.
You have the tier 2 by Insup ready, but this early game was not nearly as good as his first one. But there's also no expansion by HawK yet, and also no tech. This means he has to expand at some point.
A player's forces are under attack.
Ooh, Insup, more and more nervousness mistakes. He wanted to go for the boots at the shop, and then for no reason, because it was a misclick, attacks the creep, so he can't get the boots, has to run away, took a little bit more damage. Lich now at only 200 HP. Gets the last hit at least, and with that it gets level 2, but the mana is so low. Eats a ghoul for more Nova. Few ghouls are still left in this. The peasants, they do still find themselves quite damaged. And HawK there made a small mistake himself. Didn't pressure the Lich for quite a while. Now finally does. But that should have probably been done a little bit sooner.
Well, in the end, he can still get this Ogre Magi relatively easy. This is, of course, more damage from ghouls and skeletons on Footman, but feels like HawK is in good control so far. So the Archmage
A town
close
is
to
under
3.
siege.
Not yet level 3, but he can get that easily. Ghoul in the main as he realizes there's no tower.
And this early for Insup isn't working out so well. When you go towards the expansion there, and you look for kills, you want to have more experience than what he finds himself with. And once again, this is a lot of ghoul commitment. Still going only for
forces
more
are under
ghouls.
attack.
No Fiend transition yet. And against that, the level 2 Water Elementals will be very strong.
Oh yeah. And the Claws of Attack was really nice. And Sentry Ward to see them coming. Great drops for HawK. But he earned this position he's in. And now with the 100 HP Lich against an Archmage with Claws. How do you do that?
HawK is looking for the little run by here behind the shop. Very important. It's a pretty predictable play by Undeads nowadays. And HawK now so ready to defend. Yeah, a few footies are dying, but whatever. That's their job. In the meantime, peasants set up the expansion. It is quite late, to be honest. Where is the second hero DK? Insup needs him badly.
A
He has no
player's
gold.
forces are under attack.
And this means tier 3 is severely delayed as well. Now going for it. But there's also... Where did all his resources go? He has no slaughterhouse. He has no tech. He just popped the Death Knight.
I think he went too heavy on ghouls here. It's of course a hard choice to make. If you go too low on ghouls, you have no potential aggressively. But if you go too heavily, the transition is so tough to go for. Lich close now to level 3. This will be a big level up. One more ghoul did die there, but the rest will be saved. Now a slaughterhouse coming in finally. I don't think HawK has the damage here to cancel this. If he does, it's a little dangerous.
Oh, good block. So the Waterman
Nice,
can't
yeah.
reach the ghouls. Really smart by Insup. That could have been 2 killed ghouls right there, but instead it's the level 3 Lich.
Yeah, that was cool. Level 3 for the Lich and the DK about to come out. The next wave of dangerous attack is coming in. HawK needs to get ready. He's got the shop at the expansion. Very important. They're almost already very valuable in game 1. And this region scroll now gonna help out the footies. Tech has started for HawK. Now he needs to make sure he's stable at the expo.
I really hope that Insup set the rally point on the crypt better this time, as the first Fiend is about to pop out. Let's see. Yes, going to the north. Okay. Lich kind of healthy. DK has a lot of coils as well. The anti-happy method of putting so much damage on the Archmage.
Yeah, when he has such a good answer against the mass footies with the Nova, and now the lacking boots.
Yeah.
Once again, a problem. He wanted to go for those boots earlier, but there was this weird move attacking the creeps. Anyways, Lich now out of mana. Only a single footman died, and the AM was easily able to run away. I like the heads-up play by Insup to go for a dust early to reveal against the cloak. But even with that reveal, he's not really threatening this AM too heavily.
And I wonder, can you push this without a statue? Constantly low on HP, constantly low on mana. He's just bursting through his spells constantly.
Yeah, and also the macro choice here to go double Fiend before Slaughterhouse. I don't think that's the right one.
Oh,
Before Statue, excuse me.
Lich is surrounded. Has to TP out. And that is again so much more time for HawK, who can hide a little behind his towers, going for heavy amount of towers. Expo will be fortified. Main is a little bit exposed. Question is, will Insup realize this?
A player's
Yeah,
forces
these
are
towers,
under
okay.
attack.
Normally we don't see him so far forward because they're really hard to attack, especially when the Undead has a strong Fiend army. This is not the towers you want, but Insup doesn't have a lot of Fiends. However, he could transition into more and more Fiends, so I'm not sure how I feel about these towers, to be honest. But more creeping for HawK as well, getting very close now to level 4, opens up the Merc Camp. Also, this is always very nice to have for human. If you somehow at one point get the space to creep the Merc Camp, you really want to do it. But normally, in the ideal game, for example, if you're playing against Happy, he will never give you that space. But since HawK found the surround, he found the time and space.
Finally level 2 DK, way earlier than on game 1, and the Scroll of the Beast as well. Probably HawK will play without Dispel again. So that could be nice. Now HawK's going for the run by with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 footmen.
A player's forces
This
are
should
under
be...
attack.
Like, does he have a TP? Did he get it back? Nope. Okay, there's a lot of time for HawK to get something done in the main.
Telestaff on the Lich though, and if he staffs into the main, which he will, he's a very strong counter to this mass footman play. There's no heal scroll on the human side. Shop very far forward. I think that positioning here also a mistake by the Canadian. Shop's always the Achilles heel in the Undead base, as we of course know. They're just buying a bit more time for the towers in the back, which will be coming, and the footies are starting to feel the frost burn. But the two water elementals very nicely split away, take out the single statue. Oh, never mind, there's a second statue, actually. But still, take out a statue. And now, of course, statues can't be remade, because the shop is gone.
Yeah, shop and statue and 2 ghouls gone for what? A couple of footmen.
Player's forces are under attack.
DK and Fiends go towards the base for a little bit of counter pressure. Mountain King, it completely ignores them. Archmage still has a potion. Mountain Giant is joining this. Can delay the tome again.
A town
It's
is under
looking
siege.
great now for HawK.
Yeah.
Insup isn't even close to assembling a strong push. Yeah, he's tier 3, but he can't get the orb. He can't get Destroyer. So what? He's gonna go for a Dark Ranger, but without the other upgrades. That's not too scary. HawK himself, on his way to tier 3, looking very secure on his 2 bases. Strong play by the Russian.
Yeah. Workshop now can probably be cancelled. More and more towers kind of indicate that he wants to go for tanks again.
Yeah, he can do either. Nice gyros or tanks both seem very viable here. Wouldn't mind seeing a second barracks coming up for HawK once again, because once more there is no frost armor, so knights against fiends will be very strong.
Has to hold on for a little bit longer. Only 50% castle. But also where to do damage against these 5 towers. HawK is on the way to the base again, and this tome is not finished.
Easy cancel. This staffs back, but it also means not too much pressure anymore towards the main. Oh, 1 fiend kill. Looks like a freebie. Gets devoured, so that's pretty nice. At least more mana for the Lich. 1 more Nova comes in. Would have loved to see HawK here with a heal scroll. But he forces Insup back, and he's satisfied with that because HawK is rich with almost 2k gold.
And HawK cancelled the tome twice again. Tier 3 is about to be done, and there's not even Destroyer upgrade yet. And definitely not the necessary numbers of obsidian statues you need. Claws of attack number 2. Okay, can he force a TP level 4 Lich now? But no real option to get significant damage done. MK has a potion, Archmage has a TP, if Footmen die, whatever. If Water Elementals die, whatever.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, HawK in a great position here. Forcing more and more mana, but out healing it with the heal pot seemingly. Footies are falling, but that's more supply being opened up. And HawK had so much gold, he's not even interested in banking at all at 50. He's going into tanks right away. Paladin coming, Knights coming. And the Russian is getting ready to take this game.
Seems like he has a lot of fun here now. Sundering Blades upgrade queued as well. Once again, double barracks workshop. We don't see this too much.
Now, you can only really afford this if you didn't suffer too much damage. Otherwise, there's no way you can have the resources. But this was a good enough game for HawK to do it. Has the Pally now. Does he have Orb of Fire?
Yes.
Yes, he does. And a staff.
Yeah. And mana is once again so low. Statue maybe a little far forward. Easy to focus Nova on this Mountain King. But Holy Light is ready. Tank on the way south, and in the meantime, even the Footmen take good care of these fiends already. Scroll of the Beast pop. That's a lot more damage on every fiend. He's trying to nuke the Paladin, but staff out.
Really good play by HawK. Ready for seemingly everything. Level 2 Aura, by the way. The Brilliance is really good here to continuously have the Storm Bolts. I think he killed 3 fiends already. And again, this is the downside of playing this Lich first when you don't have Frost Armor. They die so fast. It's over. GG. 2-0 for HawK.
2-0 for HawK. It took some time to get this game running, but then it was quite a walk in the park for HawK once he weathered the storm, the Lich storm. It was kind of easy to hold, easy to delay Insub's play. I think the Canadian has a lot of potential, but he needs more experience to not do these mistakes that he did, especially in game 1. Maybe that was... Maybe he was broken a little after game 1. So... yeah, if game 1 goes all the way and he wins that, who knows how this series continues. I think he should be a pretty emotional player when it comes to this.
Yeah, I could see that. And I agree with you. It's like, it just needs more experience. The talent is there, the basics are there, but hone your macro a little bit more. Get your timings more clearly figured out. And then, absolutely, we can see him go far in these tournaments.
All right. We'll see who else goes far in this tournament as we have the bracket right here. First 2 games are over, 4 more to come. Next one is Side versus Hitman.